Guys, kung nagustuhan ninyo ang ating mga topics at episodes, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share para maging updated kayo sa bagong upload ng mga videos. What's up, you guys? Hello, hello, dear viewers. So, isa na naman pong video episode related dun sa ating immigration saga. I know some of you are probably getting, umay na already dito sa topic na to. But I think yung perspective na ito, yung legal perspective is also important for me to stream or to share with you. Kasi meron akong nakita na isang napakagandang comment doon sa third video natin in the comment section. So, shout out po kay Sir Poncio Pilato. I think yun yung kanyang screen name but I don't know kung ano yung kanyang real name. Meron siyang napakagandang comment and legal perspective about dun sa situation nga na kinaharap ng aking sister. And mamaya i-stream din natin yung tinakal din pala ito 9 months ago ni Attorney Libayan sa kanyang vlog na napakaganda, very comprehensive yung pagkaka-explain niya and fits perfectly doon sa situation ng aking kapatid or ng aking anak sa na-experience nila sa ating airport with our immigration officers in the Philippines. So, simulan natin. I-share ko sa inyo kung ano yung comment ni Sir Poncio Pilato. Okay? Yan. Sabi niya, okay, wait ha. Pagdating sa immigration, ministerial lang yung function nila. He's referring doon sa ating immigration. Wala silang discretionary power na mag-offload ng pasahero. Kung meron kang passport, required visa, if applicable, plane ticket, pag kumpleto ka doon, wala silang dahilan para pababain ka maliban na lang kung meron kang warrant of arrest and or ground for warrantless arrest, okay? Bawal nila itanong kung magkano ang pera ng sister mo sa bank account niya at bawal din siya hingan ng bank statements dahil meron tayong secrecy law, which yun yung ginawa ng immigration officer, right? They asked for ano yung laman ng iyong bank account and also they were asking for payslip. Dapat hayaan nila yung Thai immigration officers na humarang sa kanya. I agree with you. Kasi nga, like I said, di ba, may bilateral agreement ang Pilipinas with other ASEAN countries at nakapaloob din doon sino ang mga pwede, mga karapat-dapat na gusto nilang or sino ang mga gusto nila o inaalaw nila na makapasok sa bansa nila. Ganon din naman tayo, may karapatan tayo sa Pilipinas na harangin o hindi papasukin ng isang foreign national kapag hindi yung nagko-comply sa kung sino-sino yung mga pwede nating i-accept na papasukin sa ating border, sa ating country. Okay? So sinite din niya yung provision in our constitution, okay? 1987 Philippine Constitution Article 3 Bill of Rights. Bill of Rights, guys, pakinggan niyo to. Section 1. No person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. Okay? Due process of law, napaka-importante nito in relation doon sa mga nagko-comment, lalo na si istorya ni Juan about yung issue ng human trafficking, about yung issue ng scamming na para bang bawat Pilipino ay pinagsususpechahan na maaaring involved sa human trafficking at sa scamming, okay? Nor shall any person be denied the equal protection of the laws. Okay? Ito yung hina-highlight ko, yung mga policies and laws natin is for everybody, not only for few people. Section 6, the liberty of abode and of changing the same with the limits prescribed by law shall not be impaired, okay, except upon lawful order of the court. Neither shall the right to travel be impaired except in the interest of national security, public safety, and public health as may be provided by law. Okay, so hina-highlight ni Poncio Pilato na walang batas na acceptable sa paglimit niyan sa kasalukuyan. Okay? Sa former Secretary of Justice De Lima versus Gloria Arroyo, hinarang ni De Lima yung pag-alis ni Arroyo ng bansa nung Secretary of Justice pa siya dahil daw nilagay siya ni De Lima sa DOJ lookout o sa Department of Justice lookout. Pero may ruling yung Supreme Court na nagsabi na bawal yan. Ang Bureau of Immigration ay under the ng DOJ na hinighlight din ni istorya ni Juan pero sa ibang konteksto niya ginamit. Kaya kung ang mismong Secretary of Justice ay walang kapangyarihan mag-offload ng mga Pilipino sa pag-alis ng bansa, paano pa kaya ang mga immigration officers? Good point. Tandaan din natin na ang Supreme Court decision ay nagiging batas or ang batas, right? They're the highest court, the Supreme Court, okay? Yung mga sinabi ko, okay, so hina-highlight niya na yung kanyang comment o yung kanyang argumento ay base sa natutunan niya doon kay Attorney Libayan. Okay, by the way, si Attorney Libayan is also a vlogger and he discusses a lot of yung mga legal perspective, okay? And he highlights yung kanyang point of view about human rights and all that. And I also follow him kasi I like him, you know, yung kanyang mga punto de vista is really very objective, hindi siya subjective. At palagi niyang hina-highlight na he's attacking the issue, hindi yung tao, which I agree with him. Merong issue at hand, pwede natin pag-usapan, pero hindi yun atake doon sa personalidad ng isang tao. Okay? So, ngayon gusto kong ipakita sa inyo na naka-align naman yung punto de vista ni Attorney Libayan dito. So, tignan natin kung anong sinasabi niya about this. I-move na natin kasi yung kanyang introduction medyo mahaba-haba on a not so related topic. Okay, tingnan natin.
People will not believe me anymore kasi nga wala naman akong pera. Di ba?
So, makikita ninyo yung yung thumbnail niya o yung topic niya dito, New Immigration Rules Against Constitutional Right to Travel. Okay, so titingnan natin ano yung argument niya about this. Kasi ito hinighlight din yung istorya ni Juan doon sa video reaction niya doon sa first video natin na sinasabi niya na meron na raw bagong ruling na ipinapatupad ang interagency task force, I think, on human trafficking or something like that. IACAT. Okay, tingnan natin.
Nagkaroon ng free legal advice, nagkaroon ng digests, batas natin. Robles, hindi mo makikita na ano, mga copy-paste na mga batas yun. Okay? Yun. At saka yun lang mga kabatas natin. Like I said, if people doubt actually my existence here in social media, I have to remind them about batas natin. And if they haven't committed in their life something like that, doing something that not necessarily you want to do, but committing to it for 16 years, it's not a joke anymore. Sa iba kasi parang ginagawa niya lang yan.
Okay, bago tayo magtuloy, mag-react lang ako dun sa kanyang sinabi. I agree with Attorney Libayan at ito rin yung nagustuhan ko sa personalidad niya, yung kanyang commitment doon sa kanyang profession or to something na yun nga kapag daw ay inumpisahan na niya, tuloy-tuloy na yun because nga yun yung kanyang values na hinuhold sa kanyang personal na buhay. Once he said yes, once he commits to something, hindi na siya uurong. So, yun din yung nagustuhan ko dito kay Attorney Libayan. At saka, yung kanyang legal perspective o yung kanyang mga legal advice is with a heart, you know. Kasi minsan merong mga lawyers din na very legalistic. Alam mo yun, naka-stuck na lang sila doon sa provision ng batas pero hindi nila na-unpack yun na how would people benefit from those law and how do you navigate the legal system para marespeto ang iyong karapatan. Kagaya ng mga ibang, yun nga yung sa storya ni Juan, yung mga komentaryo na it sounds like scholarly, it sounds like very smart, but actually it's not. Na parang sumunod na lang kayo, hindi naman siguro mahirap na sumunod. Pero napaka-importante din na alam natin kung ano yung mga karapatan natin bilang tao because hindi porket ang isang institusyon ay nagpatupad ng rules or guidelines or something ay lagi silang tama. Kung remember, ito ay batas ng tao. Tao rin ang gumagawa ng mga batas na ito. Hindi sila laging all-knowing. Hindi palaging tama ang mga napapanukalang mga rules and regulations. Because sometimes may blind spot ang people, may blind side tayo. Especially kapag hindi natin naranasan yung injustice itself, Masyado tayong, lalo na marami tayong marami ring mga members of our society or community that are very self-righteous, na nakabase lang doon sa paniniwala nila, not analyzing yung situation or yung condition ng mas nakakaraming population, na mas naaapektuhan pa pala itong mga populasyon na ito dahil sa mga, uninformed or mga walang katwiran ng mga batas na naipapasa. Remember, if you look at the history, bakit marami ang kaguluhan, marami ang gera, maraming pag-aaway ng mga bansa sa bansa, pag-aaway ng mga leaders sa leaders. Because karamihan dito ay mga batas ng tao na madalas ay merong sariling interes, okay? So kailangan din natin bilang individual, bilang mamamayan, alam din natin yung ating karapatan, alam natin yung human rights. And perfectly mentioned nung isang nating viewer na si Poncio Pilato, right? Meron tayong right to life, right to abode, right to travel, right to health and all that. So ano yung mga nakapaloob dito? Dapat ay alam din natin at naiintindihan din natin yun. So tingnan natin yung ni Attorney Libayan.
Kasi it's not a joke anymore if it's 16 years. Tinalo tayo ng Angola. Oh no. Person na although alam niyo yung spokesperson ng Bureau of Immigration, I don't have anything against her, tulad nga ng sinasabi ko sa inyo. Pero ang gusto ko lang ipakita sa kanila ay ipakita nila kung saan nag-e-emanate o saan galing yung mga guidelines nila o yung mga rules nila sa mga tao na nagbabiyahe, saan galing yun sa batas. Kasi nga, hindi galing yun sa batas, kundi galing doon sa promulgate nila na internal rules that did not come from any law. Hindi galing sa kahit anumang batas. And like I said before, it go against people's right to travel. Ang dami na naman nagsabi sa akin, mas magaling ka pa sa Bureau of Immigration.
Totoo naman, Attorney Libayan, maaari talaga. That's really possible na mas magaling ka pa sa kanila.
Hindi ko naman sinasabing mas magaling ako sa Bureau of Immigration, pero ang sinabi ko nga, it would be nice if this will be brought to the Supreme Court. Kung merong gustong sumama sa akin, if you would want, then we can question it. It's for the benefit of everyone. Dapat kasi meron siyang interest din eh. Mas maganda sana pag ganun. Pero I can do it for free. No, actually, I want to be the complainant myself to ask the Supreme Court about this. Sana lang hindi kasi ma-dismiss. Kasi baka ma-dismiss, sabihin nila doon ka sa regional trial court muna. Mag-umpisa. Kasi nga, this will be certiorari eh.
This is a good idea, Attorney Libayan. Kung merong grupo na ma-organize that would support you and that would be willing to actually file a complaint or file a case, I am also interested to join that team or to join that group. At maaaring yung sister ko would be interested also to join this group.
Di ba? Pero questions of law kasi, kung tama ba. Pero tuloy natin, no? Sabi niya, a lawmaker who used to head the Bureau of Immigration has claimed that the imposition of strict rules for Filipinos going out of the country curtails the people's right to travel and their right to privacy. Sabi niya, sabi ni attorney, yung conviction of a moral turpitude is supposed to disqualify someone to be elected. May precedence yun, di ba? What's taking so long? I don't know. Alam nyo, yun nga yung pinaglalaban ko din doon. Hindi lang yung precedence, kundi yung judicial notice. The COMELEC is supposed to know it. Hindi nga kailangan dapat ng complainant eh. Pero ang nagtataka ko, may complainant na nga, sinight mo na nga lahat ng mga cases na dapat judicial notice, talo ka pa rin. Question lang yun, question lang. I respect the COMELEC naman tulad ng sinasabi ko. Pero syempre, I'm just stating facts. Talo naman talaga yung kaso. Di ba? Sabi niya ni Rufus Rodriguez, yung decision daw ng Interagency Council Against Trafficking to impose additional and stricter rules on Filipino travelers is both unreasonable and intrusive. Ano ba yung sinali kasi mga kabatas natin? Ang sinabi dito, ito, dapat may additional pa sa basic travel documents. Valid passport dapat, di ba? Ito lang dapat kasi valid passport, appropriate visas, boarding passes, round trip tickets if needed. 'Di ba? Ito yung sinabi nila. Ito yung mga nire-require nila. Pero ngayon, meron parang dapat may confirmed return or round trip ticket, proof of hotel booking, accommodation, financial capacity or source of income consistent with the passenger's declared purpose of travel, proof of employment and other equivalent documents. Overseas Filipino workers leaving the country for the first time would also be required to bring the following: OEC, e-receipt or OFW clearance, valid and appropriate employment visa, employment contract, visa usage, blah 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 blah. Ngayon, ang problema pa dyan, bukod sa kailangan nila itong mga ito, ang malaking issue ko talaga dito ay yung discretion nila. Kasi yung iba meron ng confirmed return or round trip ticket, proof of hotel booking accommodation, financial capacity or source of income consistent with the passenger's declared purpose of travel. Ito, mga kabatas natin, dito tayo sa financial capacity or source of income consistent with the passenger's declared purpose of travel. Who will decide that? Yung Bureau of Immigration Officer, yung IO, yung Immigration Officer. Di ba? Ngayon, kailan mo masasabi na yung income mo ay consistent with your declared purpose of travel? Pag pupunta ka ng Thailand, ilang thousands of pesos bang kailangan mo? Kailangan milyones. Sino magsasabi? It's very discretionary. 'Di ba? Ngayon, because it is discretionary and there are no guidelines, this can be subject to abuse. 'Di ba?
Agree. And like I said, it perfectly fits doon sa situation nung kapatid ko na na-experience niya sa airport. Because like I said, nag-travel din ako this year. Nung March, nagpunta ako ng Bangkok. And nung May, nagpunta ako ng Laon through the Bangkok border also. Pero hindi ako hinanapan nitong document na to, yung proof of income or proof of, yun nga, yung document related dun sa kanyang bank account and proof of income. Hindi ako hinanapan yan. Kahit yung asawa ng anak ko ay hindi rin hinanapan. Pero, dun sa sister ko, so yun, I agree with you, Attorney Libayan, talagang very dangerous yan kasi alam mo yun, based sa mood ng immigration officer, based doon sa kung ano yung timplada ng kanyang ng kanyang mood ng araw na yan. So iba-iba, hindi standardized. Who would decide? Yun nga, yung immigration officer. And so may mga tao rin na nabibiktima because of that. So merong double standard na nangyayari kasi nga based lang kung sino yung kung yung immigration officer na makakaharap mo ay nakatravel na ng place where you are going, medyo siguro mauunawaan niya, you know. Eh pagka hindi pa nakaka-travel o hindi pa nakakalabas ng bansa, kahit na immigration officer pa yan, right? Uh, they can make a decision based on kung ano lang yung alam nila. So, nagkakaroon ng double standards. May mga tao na na-offload, may mga tao na hindi na-offload. So, unfair sa nakararaming mga, you know, Filipino travelers. Because I remember dun sa comment sections natin, you know, ang dami doon na mga cases na na-offload. Meron pa ang isa na siya ay estudyante, I think gumraduate siya ng college dahil natuwa yung kanyang parents. So niregaluhan nila ng ticket yung anak nila para man lang matatakan yung passport nila. So yun, paano niya mapapatunayan yung kanyang proof of income? Eh, kagagraduate pa lang niya ng kolehiyo, nagkataon lang na niregaluhan siya ng kanyang magulang ng ticket. So papaano yung mga ganong sitwasyon, di ba? So ibig sabihin, i-curtail nyo na yung kanilang right to travel as well. Okay. Tuloy natin.
Ngayon, kung magtitipid ka lang, kasi gusto mo lang makabiyahe, kasi ngayon ka lang nagkaroon ng pagkakataon, nag-ipon ka ng pagkatagal-tagal na panahon para makaalis ng bansa at makapunta lang dyan sa pinakamalapit na bansa para lang matatakan yung passport mo. Pwede kang pigilan. Bakit? Kasi nga, sila yung magde-decide. Kung consistent yung declared purpose of travel, consistent yung pera mo sa declared purpose of travel mo. Bakit sila yung mamumroblema niyan? Diba? Bakit? Yeah. Arbitrary labas eh, pag walang complete guidelines. Because they want to leave it to their discretion. Yan ang problema dito. This is discretion.
Agree, very arbitrary talaga. Very arbitrary talaga. May double standard kasi nga hindi malinaw yung guidelines. And obviously, yun nga, arbitrary yung pagkakalagay ng rules and policies. So that's why even them, confused sila on their own policy. Sino ang mga i-offload nila? Okay, magkano ba yung amount na dapat dala-dala ng isang tao just to travel in an ASEAN country halimbawa?
Ito, other equivalent documents, that is discretionary.
Correct. At ano yung other relevant documents na yun? Okay.
Ito, well, sila lang naman nagbibigay dyan. Pero why is it necessary pa?
Exactly my point doon sa situation ng sister ko. What is the necessity for the mga added layers ng requirements? Would it stop human trafficking in the Philippines? Would it stop scamming? Meron bang kinalaman yan para to increase yung ating safety and security in the country? Is it a national issue for a Filipino traveler or for a Filipino to travel, to be a tourist? National issue ba yan?
They are proposing to burn the whole house down to kill or catch a rat. Ito yung sinabi niya na maganda rin ito, no? Parang, alam niyo yung nangyari, nung pinag-usapan natin yan, ang daming na-offload na hindi naman dapat ma-offload.
Oh, istorya ni Juan, sana naintindihan mo yung ibig sabihin nun. They're trying to burn the whole house down to kill or catch a rat. Meron kang hinahabol na iisang trafficker, meron kang hinahabol na iilang mga scammers. Pero you want to punish everybody because of your uninformed rules and policies. Na lahat ng nagta-travel, pinaghihinalaan ninyo na involved or biktima ng human trafficking or ng scamming na yan. Tuloy natin.
'Di ba? Ilan lang talaga ang victims ng human trafficking. So ang gagawin nila, sila ang mambibiktima.
Correct, Attorney Libayan. Just imagine kung sa isang araw merong 100 people na na-offload, okay? Tapos ang halaga ng kanilang ticket, let's say, kasi merong mga iba 21,000. Actually, yung sa sister ko nagkamali ako, hindi pala 15,000. 20,000 pala yung halaga ng kanyang ticket. So just imagine sa 21,000 times 100 people, let's say, yung na-offload. That's 2.1 million already. Just imagine yung wasted money. Oo, hindi apektado dyan ng gobyerno. Pero yung yung concern mo sa mga citizens mo, well, nandoon ba? Alam mo yun, yung wasted money ng mga tao ng Pilipinas na nag-aambisyon lang or nag-ipon, nagsikap para lang makabiyahe. Okay? Para lang makapagpasyal. It's so unfair the citizens of the Philippines. It's so unfair to the Filipino people. Talagang it curtails our right to travel.
Yung pera ng tao na ginamit niya para makapagbiyahe siya, sasayangin lang. Di ba? Ito. Anyway, mga kapatid, ito rin, I wish someone na kasi will file a case in relation to this. I'll be willing to help naman. Kasi this will benefit the whole people.
Agree naman talaga ako na someone should really file a complaint. Kaya lang, as an ordinary citizen, napakahirap din minsan yung abala ng oras, tapos hindi ka familiar to navigate around how do you start the process and all that. So very promising naman yung offer ni Attorney Libayan. So Attorney, kung merong group of people who are also expressing their interest, and if you're willing to organize that group, I am more than willing also to join that group and to file a complaint.
Even me, it will benefit me because I like going out the country. So, yun, siguro we will discuss this, no? I would really want to file a case in relation to this one. Tapos yung kanilang administrative order, mapa-invalidate din yun kung saan may discretion sila kung magpapaalis o hindi. Diba? Anyway, yun lang.
Sana nga mapa-invalidate. Sana nga dumating dun sa point na ganyan. So, yun. Actually, I don't have to repeat yung commentary ni Attorney Libayan because it's very comprehensive already. Tinatry ko lang na ibangga doon sa situation na naranasan ng aking kamag-anak. So, yun lang guys. I hope meron tayong natutunan on the legal side, on the legal perspective at dun sa ating karapatang pantao from Attorney Libayan. And Attorney Libayan, I salute you sa work na iyong ginagawa at hindi ka irrelevant sa social media or sa sambayan ng Pilipino. What you're doing is very relevant actually. So yun lang mga kababayan, kung na-enjoy ninyo ang topic natin, I hope you can like, subscribe sa ating channel para matulungan nyo naman ako mag-grow yung ating community. And I hope we can have more meaningful discussion or more meaningful conversation in the coming months, years, in the coming future. So, yun lang po. Meron tayong i-upload na next video. I-share ko sa inyo naman yung travel namin sa Zambales. At least doon walang immigration na kailangan i-go through. Sinama ko yung kapatid ko doon para naman makapag-release siya ng kanyang frustration at makapag-relax siya, kahit na nasayang yung kanyang 21,000. So, yun guys, maraming salamat sa inyo. And see you on my next video.
I'm not here to please you, I'm here to please me. I'm unapologetic, that's how it's gonna be. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm selfish, I'll admit it, I won't deny. I'm living for myself, no need to ask why. I'm on my own path, no need for your permission. I'm gonna do what's best for me, my own decision. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm selfish, I'll admit it, I won't deny. I'm living for myself, no need to ask why. I'm on my own path, no need for your permission. I'm gonna especially my